Welcome to Impact Yobe, your weekly roundup of news and activities in the pride of the Sahel. My name is Femi Akonde.
Federal Republic of Nigeria, so help me God.
Governor Mai Malabuni has sworn in a new chief judge following the demise of the former chief judge, Justice Garba Musa Nabarama. In his speech, Governor Buni charged the newly sworn-in chief judge to uphold justice in the discharge of his official assignment.
This historic occasion underscores the commitment of this administration to upholding the principles of separation of power, rule of law, and independence of the judiciary. It could be recalled that the extreme seat of the Honorable Chief Judge of Yobe State became vacant following the sad demise of Justice Garba Musa Nabarama, who was pronounced dead after a brief illness on 19th May 2020. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. All of us are from Allah and to Him we will return. The late Honorable Justice Nabarama no doubt made tremendous achievements to the development of the judiciary in Yobe State and beyond. We pray Almighty Allah to forgive his shortcomings and grant him entry into the garden of Firdaus. Amen. The newly sworn acting Chief Judge, Honorable Justice Gumna Kashim Kegama, obtained his Bachelor of Law degree from University of Maiduguri in 1987 and was appointed Chief Magistrate Grade 1 in 1995 and later Chief Registrar in Sharia Court of Appeal in 1996. Until his new appointment, he served as a Judge Damaturu High Court. He has also served in other capacities at the national level, the most recent of which are the Chairman of Zamfara State Election Petition Tribunal in 2011 and also the Chairman Kogi State Election Petition Tribunal from December 2019 to May 2020. His appointment as Chief Judge was made in conformity with the powers conferred on me by Section 174, Subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. The appointment was based on merit and on the recommendations of the Yobe State Judicial Service Commission. The new acting Chief Judge is noted for his impartiality, hard work, simplicity, selflessness, and fearlessness, among other personal traits in the discharge of his duties. I am therefore confident in his ability to discharge his duties effectively in our collective quest for quick dispatch.
Speaking with Impact Yobe crew, the new Chief Judge thanked Governor Buni for the privilege given to serve the state, noting that it would justify the confidence reposed in him.
I feel good. At least I've paid my dues. I've been on this bench for the past 32 years, so it's the right time for it. I put a lot of measures in place, particularly with the signing of the Administration of Criminal Justice Law. That will fast-track our administration of criminal justice. Again, in terms of civil proceedings, we intend to rejiggle our civil procedure rules so that a new civil procedure rules should come into effect, latest by the end of the year.
And for us at the bar, we saw him rise through the ranks over the years. And he started as a magistrate all the way to the place where he is today. And you cannot rise through that rank without some degree of dedication, tenacity, and commitment to your job. So I believe Kashim Kegama is in position to deliver on this new task. We're very confident he will deliver.
The State Drugs and Medical Consumables Management Agency, in collaboration with Saving 1 Million Lives program, has organized a 3-day operational guidelines validation workshop for health workers and development partners in Damaturu. The Yobe State Commissioner for Health, who attended the program, says the newly established agency in charge of drugs and medical consumables would go a long way in ensuring that adequate supervision is being maintained and effective distribution of affordable and qualitative drugs are being circulated within the 17 local government areas of the state. The team leader of the Drugs and Medical Consumables Agency says the draft has been put in place to validate the guidelines in order to have smooth operations.
Agency that is responsible for all management of drugs and other medical consumables, including medical equipment across the state. So the agency is vested with the responsibility of quantifying, procuring, storing, and then as well as distributing and monitoring and evaluating of all drugs, reagents, medical consumables, and in the future medical equipment across the entire state. That way, it's going to give us sustainability and ensuring that all these items will always be available in all our facilities in the right number, in the right quality, and then of course which is related in the right quantity all over. Yes, the agency is organized in such a way that we have a central medical store that are currently being upgraded to suit international best practice, that is the pharma grade stores. And also at the zonal levels, we'll be also stationing, putting up the stores across there. Then of course the other thing is that the distribution mechanisms will, will be flexible.
Every organization that is established by the laws of the land, and now we are talking of Yobe State, there was a law that established the agency, but the law in itself is not implementable, so to speak, so there have to be guidelines that will translate the law into operations, and that is what we are trying to achieve. We have developed drafts for the operational guidelines for the agency, and so now we are trying to validate those guidelines, and so the purpose of this workshop is to validate the guidelines by all stakeholders so that it's something that will be robust and implemented.
As part of measures to fulfill campaign promises, the Yobe State Government has empowered youths in Potiskum. Some of the items donated are tricycles, grinding machines, and sewing machines. The Deputy Speaker, Yobe State House of Assembly, who represent the state government, says the gesture is a way of paying back to the electorates who voted them into various offices. He also noted that the gesture would continue in other parts of the state.
This is being prompted in the fact that when we were going for our electioneering campaign, we promised the youth that we are going to carry them along, and inshallah we will do all within our powers to see that they are being empowered. And as you can see, we have given out 10 keke napeps, 10 sewing machines, and 10 grinding machines for women. And this is just to start with. And I assure you that our youth are very committed to businesses across the local government. And with this, they will be empowered and they will be able to help others again. And we as members of the State House of Assembly also, we have been doing this kind of program in giving out scholarships, empowerment to elders, empowerment to women and youth also. So we are being determined to see that all the youth and elders of this local government are carried along to feel the impact of administration of Honorable Mai Malabuni, the executive governor of Yobe State, because this government is a youth-friendly government.
We have confidence in this administration. The administration of under our amiable governor, Honorable Mai Malabuni, we have hope that the youth will get to the promised land. Because we have seen it, he has started it, he has delivered a lot within the 1 year he spent. So we have hope that a lot are coming, a lot are on their way. So we urge our youth to be patient, respectable, that their door, this benefit will reach their door, inshallah.
As a way of curbing the spread of coronavirus in Yobe State, development partners have donated personal protective equipment to Yobe State government for onward distribution to public places and offices across the state. The team leader of the group noted that the donation would go a long way in complementing the state government's effort. Representative of the state government appreciates the development partners for the donation. They appealed to them to continue to support the state government whenever the need arises.
CalCovid, which is a program that is anchored by Access Bank, First Bank, as well as the Dangote Foundation. They have actually came in at a time that the state actually needed their support, and that goes to show true partnership. The items that have been supplied are actually items that have positioned the state to fully manage a case of COVID-19. The government of His Excellency has always provided an enabling environment to any partner that will come in to support the state. His Excellency, his desire is to ensure that the health and well-being of the people of the state are protected at all times.
We have 100 beds and beddings. We have some hospital equipment. We are the people that also renovated this building, and we have 100 kV soundproof generator to power this isolation center. Already we have heard from His Honorable Commissioner for Health, so I believe we are going to work hand in hand with him to make sure that this place is being maintained and keep it up and fit.
The Yobe State Control and Prevention Committee on COVID-19 recently gave an update on the currently COVID-19 situation in the state. The committee, which is chaired by the Deputy Governor, admonished residents to adhere to the guideline protocols stipulated by the state government.
Government calls on all citizens to continue to observe all prevention and control measures such as regular and proper hand washing, observing proper respiratory etiquette, physical distancing, and early uptake of health care. 2. Wearing of face masks, especially around crowded areas, is strongly recommended. This is especially necessary for those 60 years of age and above, and those that have underlying health challenges such as diabetes, hypertension, and other respiratory illness.
This is done in such in a view of understanding that unless and otherwise people are responsible and consciously observe these measures, controlling this epidemic may be very difficult, especially in an era where you expect that community transmission is already taking place. Thank you.
This is the interview segment on Impact Yobe. Today we'll be speaking with another frontline driver of the key policies of Governor Mala Buni's administration. He is the Commissioner for Commerce, Industry and Tourism here in Yobe State, Honorable Bama Shetima. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, let's talk about commerce in the state, and this is key to developing the economy of the state. But let's start with the market, the place of trade in Yobe State. We believe there's a plan the government have for improving that infrastructure, that critical infrastructure that affects the local economy. Tell us more about that.
As you know, the role of government in this area is to provide the conducive and enabling business environment that businesses can operate, which includes provision of infrastructures and then other technical interventions. So in areas of infrastructure, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, Honorable Mala Buni, on assumption of office within this short period of time, have ordered the construction of Damaturu ultra-modern market. at the cost of 2.8 billion naira. And about 30% mobilization has been paid to the contractor. He's now on site and doing very well. This project, market project, when completed, it will provide about 600 shops of different sizes, some stores, enough parking areas, fire station, police post, security post, train area, roads, refuse bank, and other essential amenities. Yeah. So you see, as well, also the government is making plans to construct 5 more markets in the state. One in Yadimbuni, the other in Galda, Potiskum, Nguru, Gashua, and Gaidam. So in addition to this, there is also this modern trailer transit park in Potiskum, which is a project jointly owned by the Nigerian Shippers Council and the Yobe State Government. And all process has been completed, and very soon work will commence on the site.
Okay, what's the government also doing to enhance the commercial activities in the state? Like you talked about the trailer park and all of that, but there are also people involved in other small-scale businesses who, one way or the other, would need that enabling environment to allow their businesses thrive.
Mm. Yes, we are doing very well to see that we organize this sector also very so as to capture all the necessary interest in enterprises. So we are working with the small scale credit board in the state to make out all the necessary arrangements. Like the state government is going to identify those interested entrepreneurs and then give them a technical support in terms of capacity building. And then we will liaise with our development partners like the NIDO, SMEDAN, Bank of Industry, and all other agencies that can support this entrepreneurial development. So with this capacity building, and then we'll provide the necessary technical assistance so as for them to be able to participate very well in that area.
Okay, let's talk about industries now. There are some industries in Yobe State that have become moribund. Are there plans to resuscitate some of them, or have some of them even been resuscitated, and are they now producing or manufacturing in full capacity?
Yeah. We have so many industries here. We have Yobe Fertilizer Company. We have the Dofarga Spring Water. We have the Nguru Oil Mill, jointly owned by Yobe State Government and Borno State Government. And then we have Yobe Flour Mill, Sahel Aluminium Company, Yobe Weaving Sack Company, Yobe Polythene Bag Company, and then Yobe Free Stress Fall Production Company. As well, others, we have this Hydra foam brick manufacturing industry also, and then we have the Yobe Flour Mill. So out of these companies, we are just coming out from the difficult times of insecurity and so on. So those companies, most of them were working before the advent of the insecurity in our area, and now things are going well. With this, His Excellency has resuscitated about 3 companies now so far, which include the Yobe Aluminium Company, the Yobe Flour Mill, the Weaving Sack Company, and also he has given directives to see that the other remaining companies also start to operate.
The companies that have been resuscitated, have they started producing? What's going on there now?
They have finished test running, and like the aluminium company is now producing the aluminium sheets, and then likewise the weaving sack factory is working. You see, in this aspect, state is getting revenue from these industries, and then we boost the market, and then employment, you know, it creates employment, it becomes employment avenue. Jobs will be created.
That's interesting. Now let's talk about tourism. Does Yobe State have that potential to turn the state into like a tourist site that will also bring in revenue for the state government?
Yeah, we are working on this with the directives of the governor, the Excellency, the governor. We are in Gogaram, celebrating the annual Bade Fishing Festival, the 38th of its series, of the series. So it's a very wonderful festival in the state. We are very proud of it. And then His Excellency the Governor have made a policy statement that directing the Ministry of Commerce and Tourism to work out all modalities to revive the tourism industry in the state. And now all hands are on deck, working very hard to see that we do what is expected of us. We have other tourist attraction centers in the state, like the Dafuna Canoe, about 800 or 8,000 years old canoe.
Wow.
Is situated in Damaturu. And then we have the Machina Carnival. So we have the Birnin Gazargamu, the famous Birnin Gazargamu site, and a lot of other tourist attraction sites in the state. We have them, many.
Okay, when you got your mandate when you became a commissioner, when you were appointed by the governor and confirmed by the House of Assembly, what would you say was that mandate given to you? What is that overall impression that the government or the governor wants to make through commerce, industry, and tourism?
Well, it's a great challenge. So generally, you have that fashion of reviving all sectors in the state, so of which commerce and industry will not be an exception. So he has every hope in us that we'll work very hard to see that we delivered what is expected from us.
Okay, are there goods in Yobe State that you'd say through your ministry you're trying to see how that they can be processed and then exported in terms of improving trade, in terms of exports?
Yeah, we have abundant mineral resources in Yobe State. Like we have gypsum, which is in very large in quantity, deposit of gypsum, and then we have this sand and clay shell. We have diatomite. We have gum arabic, the best gum arabic. We have the best gum arabic in the world. Acacia senegalis is produced in Yobe State. So we are looking on investors all over to come and invest with us, to partner in making this thing reality. And then we have sesame seed. Our sesame seed is the best sesame seed in the country, and we are the largest producers of sesame seed. It's a very valuable commodity for export.
The cargo international airport is also under construction. Now, in what specific ways would this improve commerce, industry, and even tourism?
We are working with the Yobe Investment Company. They are making these plans to see how best we can use the facility.
Yes, words of the Commissioner for Commerce, Industry and Tourism in Yobe State, telling us about plans, policies and programs put in place to turn around the economy of the state. Thank you very much for your time. And that's the program this week. We thank you for being a part of it. Until next week, when we come your way again with fresh news and updates from the Pride of the Sahel. The program has been Impact Yobe. And my name is Femi Akonde. See you next time.